Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of the JSBL. Dan Yuzerski alongside a special guest tonight, the best player in the league, Justin Robinson, who's going to be stepping in and doing color. Justin, we have ACI and Intern tonight, two up-and-coming teams trying to establish themselves in the middle of the league. What are your thoughts on this upcoming game?
It should be very, very exciting. Obviously you take summer basketball with a grain of salt, especially early on in the summer season, but it should be very exciting. ACI's got a group that, plays very well together for summer basketball. Normally you get a lot of ISOs. They actually move the ball. I won't be surprised if there's at least one shot clock violation coming from them. Intern Helpers is also very talented. They're loaded with talent. A lot of them play together, in their TBL team. So it should be a very, very exciting game. It shouldn't lack fireworks.
I mean, you've played against both of these teams. Can you talk about two guys that I like to take a look at, Sam Fagan and then Jamal Fields?
Yeah, Sammy Fagan, I've kind of taken him under the wing, obviously with the Monmouth connection. I really like him. There's times I feel like he plays a little too passive. For as talented as he is, he can shoot the lights out of the gym. So I'm expecting, Sammy to put the ball up and in the basket. And then, of course, Jamal Fields, man. I played against him when I was a young pup at Monmouth. He was at St. Peter's. Then I've played with him in Hoopsville up in North Jersey. And I like him a lot. Intern's got a really good team. Christian Lyons out there. He's a dog. Out there I see Josh Treadwell, who's one of the more aggressive summer basketball players in the state of Jersey. So it should be a very exciting game.
We had an honorary first tip. And then it's going to be Kimbrough, who one of the best rebounders in the league, against Lyon for the tip. And we are underway with the tip going to Intern Helpers, who are playing in the yellow tonight. It'll be controlled by Leon Daniels, working on Fagan's going to drive in, spin, put one up with the right. Now he's going to kick to the corner. Of three is no good. That was Jamal Fields. Here they come the other way. It's Dwayne Jones. Going to drive in. Lost the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Intern Helpers. Right now it's Dwayne Jones, Kimbrough, Fagan, Gio Panzini, as well as Micah Kerr. It'll be Jones to inbound under the basket. He gets it into Kimbrough. Jones, Fagan, they swing it. This time it's Micah Kerr. Back up top. Fagan feeds Kerr, and you called it.
Like I said, first possession, shot clock violation, playing too passive. That's very rare for summer basketball, but coming out of a group that does play together, it's a possibility.
No Grennan on the floor right now. He's probably been the one to have taken that shot. Here's a top of the key three. That one too strong at the back of the iron. But coming out for the rebound is Josh Treadwell. Treadwell, ooh, good pass inside.
Fine.
To Leon Daniels, who lays it in with the right hand. Fagan up top, Kimbrough. Now it's Dwayne Jones. He's going to take a left wing three, too strong, rebounded by Standback. He'll try. He's going to drive in on Kimbrough, and that one denied. That's Gio Panzini, the youngster.
Panzini's one of the more underrated players in the league. He plays incredibly hard.
Here's Kimbrough. He'll try a three. That one hit the front of the rim, no good. Playing for Cornell this past year, and Intern not on the same page. Both teams struggling to score in the first 2 minutes. Here's Fagan. He's going to try a three very quickly into the shot clock. Rebounded by Lyons.
Treadwell downhill.
He's going to step out now. He's going to feed. There's a left wing three. It's good. Rattling in for John Kelly.
Good looking jumper. It's a real good looking jumper.
Here's Interns. Here's ACI Robinson. That's Kimbrough back. He's going to feed Fagan. Comes off a screen. Feeds Panzini. Now back out to Dwayne Jones. They swing it to the corner. Here's Micah Kerr. First shot for him, no good. Fight for the rebound. Will stay with ACI Robbins Nest. It's going to be Fagan to inbound. Fagan feeds Dwayne Jones. Kimbrough sets the screen. Jones drives in, steps back, foul line jumper, rattles in.
It's a good looking bump fade.
Jones gonna now take on the assignment of Josh Treadwell. Here's John Kelly. Driving in on Kerr, laying it up with the left hand, couldn't get it to go.
Tough break.
Here's Kerr, got it, and the foul.
Good basket.
So Kerr has got one more. We'll be rotating some NBA news in tonight as well. First night of free agency, always a fun time. As Kerr's got it. And we're tied at 5. Now, intern helpers didn't win a single game last year. Can you talk about the difference you've seen this year and last year between both of these teams?
Intern definitely beefed up their roster a little bit. I mean, obviously, you know, it's always tough to get guys to commit early on, you know, seeing when they're going to play. That's a tough take, Dwayne. A tough take.
Jones adds a bucket, and ACI Robbins has got their first lead of the night.
They've definitely loaded up their roster a little more to get some more age and talent on their roster, and you know, physicality is what pretty much wins summer basketball most nights, and that's what they've added into their arsenal.
Fagan missing on a deep 3. Here's a feed. It's a top of the key left wing 3. That one doesn't go from Leon Daniels. Here's Panzini. Up top, Micah Kerr swings it down low for Kimbrough, who lost it, got it back, feeds Kerr. He'll try a 3, knocks it down. It's been Kerr and Jones, and they're scoring, and it's working. It's 10-5, ACI Robbins Nest. Here's Lyons. Got the mismatch, got the shot up, did not get it to go. Rebound Leon Daniels, and he puts it back in.
Got to find a way to box out.
They had gotten the mismatch. It was Lyons driving in on Fagan. Here's Jones. Kerr sets the screen. It's a switch on. Jones feeds Kimbrough. They swing it to the corner for Fagan with 8 to shoot. They gotta go. Here's Jones. He'll try. The 3 was deflected, then Fagan missing on a shot. It's a shot clock violation.
Their second one. Told you, playing too passive.
Too many, and they don't seem to have that alpha scorer on the floor right now. Here's Daniels, gonna drive in, nice feed, but it was deflected, and ACI Robbins comes away with it. It's gonna be Fagan feeding Kerr, who's driving up, is gonna feed it to the left wing, Jones. Swings it, Panzini. Now up top, Kimbrough thought about the 3, passes down low, Kerr going up with the left hand, off the glass, doesn't go.
That's weak, gotta finish. Smart foul, stop the break.
And that'll take us to our first timeout of the night, first game of the night, ACI Robbins Nest. Intern helpers, ACI up 10-7. We welcome you back. We got some trade news as intern and ACI Robin's Nest going on Michael Porter Jr. going to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson in that trade where I don't really know what the Nets are doing there. Here's Stanback up top. Swings it. They're going to try to get it in for the Lions, and that pass was coming from L.J. Robinson, but a kickball out of bounds. So it'll be Lions to inbound. Lions a good get for intern helpers. Spent the last couple of years with Larson Ford, and there were times where he was the best player on that team.
Very aggressive, very strong.
There's a shot, no good, rebounded by Daniels. They'll step back up top. Looking for somewhere to go. They swing it deep. Here's Stanback driving in. Turnaround shot. Good defense. You called it right away.
Told you, Panzini, man. He's got the intangible size. Long arms.
Fagan passes to Jones. Here's a three. Left corner for Micah Kerr. Too strong. Lions the rebound. Here he comes down the lane, laying it up. No good with the left, but a foul.
Good, strong take. I really like Christian Lyons a lot.
And you mentioned he's very aggressive and right away taking that. Can be a veteran driver of a young intern helper's offense.
At the line for the intern helpers, number 23, Christian Lyons. And will be shooting good.
His first shot for Lions, no good. As you get Lucas Orchard, Monmouth in, and Sean Grennan, maybe the best pure three-point shooter when he's on in the JSBL. You've played against Sean for a while.
Played with him a couple years ago. I'm a big Sean Grennan guy. I'm a very, very big fan of Sean Grennan. Kid knows how to play, plays the right way. And then when he's hot, he's one of the better shooters that I've ever come across.
As Lions misses both. Now, how much of a difference is it? We've mentioned last week how you could see those blue lines. It's now the NBA three-point line. How much does it make a difference for guys that are shooting threes?
It makes a real difference, and I've been saying it for the last few years that we need to get off the high school line because it gives a false sense of reality. You know, everyone in the gym can make a high school three. You put that NBA line down, or even the college line. It's just a different mental aspect. I mean, if you're a shooter, you'll just shoot the ball anyway. But for the mid-level shooters, you know, a high school three is a much more of a confident shot than an NBA three.
As there's a shot was not go to foul, so Kimbrough goes for the line for two after the Ahmad Biggins drive and basket. And yeah, you're right. I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of guys that have played in this league that made a living off the high school three, and you were not one of them. You could take a shot from anywhere in this building and make it. But the high school three is, I mean, I could make a high school three. Vin, who's sitting next to us, can make a high school three. Alec.
Well, that's a mid-range jump shot after you graduate high school. I mean, the high school three hasn't been at least a college three since like 2003, I think.
Yeah.
I think Carmelo Anthony and Jerry McNamara were playing on the high school three-point line when they were at Syracuse, and after that they moved it back. So it's just unrealistic.
As Biggins throws it away, Jones comes away with it. Here's a pass to Grennan, gives it back, and they're going to call Lucas Orchard out of bounds.
That NBA three also got to learn the corners, because that's realistic on an NBA floor as well. That corner gets really, really tight.
It does. Here's Biggins working in on Grennan, stops, feeds up top. So L.J. Robinson, step back Jay, no good. Fight for the rebound, tipped into the hands of Gio Panzini. Here's Jones. Feeds up top, Kimbrough, now Grennan, he'll try a left wing three. Ooh, rattles out.
His first shot, I don't count on him missing too many more open ones.
No, you can't leave him open like that either, as here's a three. Too strong at the back of the rim.
Good pass, Lucas.
You couldn't find, they found Lucas Orchard down low, but he couldn't finish. After the miss from Noah Harris. Both teams struggling to score in this first quarter. It's 12-9, 8 minutes in.
Summer basketball, first quarter is always the warm-up quarter.
Here's Lyons getting in. Nice block by Panzini. But Lyons gets it back and finishes. you mentioned him being aggressive. He does not quit.
No, he will keep going.
Here's Jones. He's going to come around the screen from Kimbrough. Drive in, go up with the left hand. Off the glass, no good. And the rebound tipped out, staying with ACI Robin's Zest after it goes off of intern helpers. Dwayne Jones to inbound. He's going to find Panzini. Had an open look for a second until Lions knocked the ball away. Still playing tight defense. Here comes Panzini up with the right hand. Couldn't finish. Excellent defense down low by Zach Scholar.
It's a good block by Wayne.
Here's Panzini trying to finish. Couldn't, but a foul. Gio Panzini to the line for two after he spent the last year at Cornell. More on the Cam Johnson trade. Bruce Brown back to Denver.
It's a smart pickup after getting rid of MPJ. Smart pickup. You need a chemistry fit.
I think that MPJ, while he helped him win a championship, he is no Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson falls into that weird space of, you know, he's not your marketable lead guard, but he scores better than your marketable lead guard.
He does.
So he's in an unfortunate fall of, you know, the NBA business side of things as opposed to the talent side of things, because I'm not sure we've seen a more talented scorer than Cam Johnson in the last decade.
Can score from all three levels.
Besides, like, the big names of Durant and Harden.
I put Brunson up there. I mean, Brunson's
a power guard. I wouldn't call him a scoring guard. I'd call him, you know, just more of a bulldog. Like, he's incredibly tough, and I love Jalen. I know Jalen personally. He's a super good guy, super talented, works super hard.
There's a nice two from Kimbrough. That's a long two. Would have been a three last year. Here's a three for Harris. No good. Fight for the rebound. Lions grabbed it out with one hand. Throws it inside. Here's a chance for Schooler. Couldn't get it to go. Tipping back in by LJ Robinson. About a 10-second differential between the shot and the game clock. And an offensive foul. That's going to go on Dwayne Jones. It's going to be a push. Two offensive fouls in this first quarter is not something I was expecting to see, especially a charge.
Yeah, it's a rare call down here in Manasquan High School.
Intern can basically hold for the final shot. They trail by 3 in a fast-moving first quarter, and Lions get in. Got into the paint. Shot didn't go, but he was fouled.
Smart foul.
Lions has been a good player. It's going to go on Lucas Orchard, the foul. Lions, another guy, a lot like Savon Myers, who you got to be scared when he's driving into the paint because he is a highlight reel.
He's driving in the lane with a purpose, and his purpose is to put you on a poster with a lengthy Instagram caption.
Indeed. That's what Savon did last year. Here's Kimbrough up top. They can hold for the final shot. Here's Jones. Jones with 2 seconds. And they get it into Panzini, who lays it in at the end of the basket. Great pass from Dwayne Jones, and ACI Robin's Nest takes a 3-point lead in a quarter number 2. They're up 18-15 in the first game of JSBL's doubleheader. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Dan Yuzerski, Justin Robinson here for the JSPL Network. ACI Robin's Nest up 3, about to be up 6. No. Grennan stepped out, and he had an open look too. But
Only positive that miss doesn't go against his percentage.
no. But then you get the turnover on the ledger. We're talking in the break, second game of the doubleheader tonight. You guys get a crack at Stearns Trailer, the 3-time defending champs. Anything you guys notice about them, that what makes them so good? Why are they 3-time champions?
I'm going to go ahead and say that last year was, a little bit of a, I'm going to put an asterisk next to it. But, they do normally have the same group of guys. They are always incredibly talented. Christine Hatfield, does a very good job of coaching during the summertime, which is not an easy feat because everybody thinks, it's just their one-on-one show in the summer, and she does a very good job. Diggy Coit had an incredible summer last year. I'm very happy for him. I love Diggy. Taking him kind of under the wing as well as like a little brother, and his success is much deserved as he works incredibly hard. And like I said, Stearns always has a very good competitive roster. No matter what you think going into the summer, at some point they're going to be, a train coming downhill and ready to go win a championship.
I think the one guy that we talk about up here all the time that no one really talks about is Larry Smith. And you talk about how you hope he's here tonight to get another great battle against him. But is there a guy that doesn't take a playoff more than Larry Smith?
No, Larry is going to play every possession, buzzer to buzzer. He takes pride on the defensive end, which is, also hard to find down here in the summertime. Everybody just wants to score. But Larry is going to play defense, and then he's going to keep moving without the ball. He's going to crash the offensive glass, crash the defensive glass. You're not going to get an easy basket on him. It's hard. It'll be hard pressed to find a better competitor than Larry Smith down here.
Them getting Jakari Spence back as well. Long pass out to the wing. Fagan swinging it inside for Orchard. He gets it.
That's going up. That's going down.
Back to Fagan up top. Just missed. Now a drive inside. Good defense by Fagan. Better offense by Ahmad Biggins. Low 3-point totals tonight.
The NBA line makes a difference.
1 of 8 versus 1 of 6 for both of these teams in the first quarter. Orchard thought about it. It's going to drive in. Kick out. Fagan dumps it down low to Micah Kerr, who lays it in.
Pass up the good shot, got a great shot.
That's what Fagan does so well. He sees the court. A real court general out there for ACI Robin's Nest.
Treadwell. He'll get going at some point.
Treadwell knocks down a step back.
So Treadwell, I've had the luxury of competing against Treadwell the last 4 or 5 summers up in North Jersey, and he's one of the better summer basketball players.
As Micah Kerr answers with a 2 of his own. Kerr's put together a good start. Here's the 3, knocks it down. That time, Noah Harris. Back-to-back 3s for the intern helpers. Here's Kerr, thought about the 3 passes up. Here's Kimbrough. One of the best rebounders in the league. Here's a 3. Kerr rattled off the rim. Intern, chance to extend the lead. Here's Biggins. He's going to flip it to Standback. He'll try a 3. Knocks it down. 3 straight triples. And intern helpers have opened up a 6-point lead. And now they get a turnover. Here comes intern in the break. They're going to pass. Standback, another 3. No good. Fight for the rebound. It's Biggins. Biggins passing it down low to Harris. Now Treadwell. He'll try another 3. Knocks it down.
At some point he'll get going.
It's a 3-point barrage for intern helpers, and they have a 9-point lead. Fagan trying to find some way to get ACI to answer back. Kimbrough thought about the 3. Drives in. Puts one up, and shot does not go. It'll go out of bounds. Dwayne Jones to check in. It'll be Kelly and Leon Daniels in for intern. The ACI Robins, you've given up 9 straight points. What do you do here?
Find an easy basket.
They found an easy lane, but couldn't hit on both. Treadwell.
Good play.
Shot fake driving in, feeds. Leon Daniels and a timeout for ACI Robin's Nest. You had to take the timeout there.
The rare momentum timeout.
As we're going to take a timeout with them, it's 35-24. Intern Helpers on a roll in the second quarter. We welcome you back. 35-24 Intern Helpers has opened up an 11-point lead over ACI Robin's Nest. Danny Zerski, Justin Robinson. Justin, if you're ACI Robin's Nest, what are you talking about in that timeout in the summer league?
Remembering that it's JSBL and that things can change in the drop of a hat. A couple easy baskets, a couple stops, and it's a different ball game. Don't panic. It's JSBL. Seen team lose and come back from 30-point deficits in a half.
They get a good look there. Jones just couldn't finish, but he was fouled, so he's got two at the line. Dwayne Jones, as good of a guard as there is, but his one Achilles heel might be from the free throw line.
That's all mental. I mean, he's not a terrible shooter.
As he knocks both of them down.
Not a terrible shooter. It's just mental. You miss one, and then all of a sudden you feel like you can't make free throws. But you just got to, stay in your basics and your mechanics and trust your work.
As a three for Daniels is up and in. Leon Daniels from deep downtown, and it's a 38-26 lead.
Off the glass from the wing, he's living right.
Banks open on a Monday. Here's Jones feeding Kimbrough. Back to Jones. Jones going to swing it. Micah Kerr, open look from three. Knocks it down.
Good basketball.
Micah Kerr's been the only guy really scoring for ACI Robin's Nest. If they didn't have him, they would be in a much bigger hole. As here's the three for Standback, and he knocks it down. Another three-point basket. Can't miss from downtown. Here's Jones. Grennan had an open look. He'll try it again. That one no good. As it just keeps going. As the run for Intern Helpers continues. Standback. Shot fake on a three. Oh, tried to take the roof off the place. Couldn't. Here's Kimbrough back the other way. Feeds Jones. Thought about the three. Now feeds Fagan.
That's a great shot, Sammy.
Got it to go.
Great shot, Sammy.
And you can see him take a little exhale after.
Just to see one go in. Sometimes you just got to get the lid off the rim.
As Treadwell off the mark with a three, rebound Fagan. Here comes ACI Robin's Nest. Fagan pushing the pace. Nice pass to Kimbrough, but he couldn't handle it. I don't think Jared was expecting that one.
Wasn't ready for it. Also, not the greatest delivery on the pass.
As excellent passing finds Josh Treadwell a basket. It went from Daniels to Kelly to Treadwell. Here's Grennan. He'll try another three. That time he knocks it down.
Don't count on him missing too many open ones.
And you can't leave him open. I feel like of anyone on the court right now, you have to know where he is at all times.
And he's visibly a little frustrated, so they're going to start going up in bunches.
As Treadwell, step back two, doesn't go. Jones pushing. Had Kerr down low, didn't go to him. Finds Kimbrough up top. They get it down low, Kerr, and then the bump. It's a push off. As there's going to be another timeout here on the court. 43-35. ACI Robbins as trails Intern Helpers.
Of course.
We'll welcome you back. Here's a 2 for Micah. Kerr couldn't get it to go. Those rims still staying loose here. Probably going to be a theme throughout the summer. As there's a shot for Biggins, he couldn't finish. Got the open look, and it was a good one. Here's Jones after the feed from Fagan, rattles it in.
Good pass by Sammy.
He sees the court as good as anyone in this league. As here's stand back. Feeds up top to Treadwell. Treadwell drives in, feeds, stand back 3. No, fight for the rebound, tipped into the hand of Grennan. Here's Fagan, he'll try a 3. And now they're falling for ACI Robbins' nest. It's a 2-point game.
Long game. It's a long game. Never need to panic.
Both teams getting shot after shot to go. Here's an open look. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound. It's controlled by Treadwell. After the Kelly miss. Treadwell 3, knocks it down. That's a tough shot.
Offensive rebound to a 3.
And those are always the backbreakers, the second chance 3-pointers after a rebound. Nice move by Jones, who lays it in with the left hand. 46-43, minute 50 to play here in the first quarter, first half. Intern on the drive.
Good defense, Gio.
Stand back. He's gonna drive in. Got the layup to go. I thought the refs might have missed a travel there, but I'm not the basketball aficionado you are.
You do. You get that NBA step here. Especially if the refs like you. they'll let it go a little more.
Here's Dwayne Jones feeding Grennan. Grennan's gonna take a deep 3 as the shot clock was expiring. And some substitutions. Kimbrough back in. Here's Treadwell. Treadwell, step back 3. That one too strong. Hit the back of the rim. As we approach a minute to play here in this fast-moving first half. Here's Jones. He's gonna swing it. Kerr, 3, no good. Rebound. Kimbrough almost took it out of a crowd of 3. Here's stand back. Step back. No good. Panzini the rebound. Jones dumping it down low. Oh, nice feed to Kerr, who couldn't finish. Kimbrough saved it. Fagan 3, no. Fight for the rebound. It's Treadwell, who's going to throw it all the way down. Here's Leon Daniels under the basket. Got it to no with the right hand. And then a foul.
It's a momentum foul call.
Both teams went from couldn't miss beyond the arc back to no shots from beyond the arc, as we have some more NBA news. Clint Capella back to where it all started on the Houston Rockets. They'd scare me next year if I was playing in the NBA.
Would, but, you know, the West is going to run through who the West runs through. Houston will appear dangerous, but the power dynamic is still where it's at in the West.
As Treadwell shot it maybe a little too early as Daniels tried to beat the buzzer, no good, and that'll take us to the end of the first half. 48-45. Intern helpers have a lead over ACI Robins. We'll be back with the start of the second half just after this short break on JSBL Hoops.
games.
Start of the second half here in JS Field. Danny Zersky, Justin Robinson, Intern leading ACI Robin's Nest at the half, 48-45. What does ACI Robin's Nest have to do, Justin, to get themselves back in front?
Just remember that it's a long game. It's a long game. You're not gonna just barrage your way back into it off the three-point line. You gotta just, keep your head down and feet moving and, win the way that you guys normally win. Like I said, they're a team that moves the ball, so start with just moving the ball and finding your shooters. Dwayne's having a good game. Sammy's shooting the crap out of the ball right now. Maybe find Jared a little bit more on offense to get him going. And then if I'm them, I'd also try and, maybe slow the game down a little bit because Intern's got the athleticism on their side.
Yeah, and I think that you mentioned that's what ACI Robinson does the best, when they are able to control the pace. Very Thibodeau Knicks-esque. Not to pull another NBA comparison out, but they're going to take every second of that shot clock to try to find the best possible shot.
Yeah, for sure. And that's, there it is. Find an easy two.
Jones lays it in. He's up to 15 after he had 13 in the first. As that layup is good. Excellent finish from Ahmad Biggins. Here's Fagan. Fagan, Kimbrough, passes to Jones, who's going to drive in with the right hand. Shot no good, but he was fouled.
It's a good aggressive take. When he's playing downhill, he's a tough cover.
And what he does so well is he's more of, you mentioned, a power guard, who I'd compare him to someone I've watched play. Is he's got a little bit of Madison Durr in him.
Yeah, he's not gonna kill you from outside, but he will knock one down every now and again. He's at his best when he's downhill, trying to get to the rim or trying to create for others.
As he makes the first free throw. Ryan, we have another game coming up. Justin gets to play, so you guys get to watch him against the defending three-time champ Stearns Trailers. Jones splits a pair. They get the rebound back. He'll try a triple. Shot no good. Stand back the rebound. Here's Treadwell. Treadwell had 11 in that first half. They find stand back and couldn't handle it. So it'll be back with ACI Robinson down by 3. 8:38 to play here in the third quarter. Here's Jones. Swings it. Panzini. Orchard. Back to the right wing for Jones, who's going to drive in. Back to the basket. Tried to lay it up, and Lyons said, no thanks. Lyons has been a difference maker tonight for Intern helpers, who you could argue are probably missing their two best players in JR and Chris Smith.
JR's on the golf course. He's still JR Smith, but he's not the JR that everybody expects. But Chris has kind of revived himself the last couple of years. As he's been healthy, Chris has really been playing incredibly well.
As Fagan misses on a 3, won a championship in Israel in 2020. Here is Treadwell. Excellent defense from Lucas Orchard down low. Might have altered that shot. Here's Panzini. Shot fake 3, drives in, lays it up with the right hand, but shot does not go. But a foul.
It's a good aggressive take. Smart not to settle for the 3, especially when they haven't been shooting it super well outside of Sam.
I've watched Panzini. You've played against him in this league. He strikes me as a guy that's not going to be at Cornell much longer past this year.
You would think if he has a semi-decent year, he'll have the opportunity to, of course, go somewhere and, cash out on a little bit of NIL money. But I also don't know his major. He's at Cornell for a reason because he's definitely a pretty smart kid. So if he finds a good combination of both, I could see him, not staying at Cornell for the remainder of his college career.
Splits a pair at the line there. Long 3, got it to go. Again, this time it's Noah Harris. Here's Jones. He's going to drive in, go up with the left hand and lay it in. Both teams staying right at the hip of each other, 54-51. Here's Treadwell. Backing in Fagan. Kimbrough comes to help. They swing it up top. Here's a three for Higgins. No. Rebound Treadwell, then Kimbrough takes it back. Here comes Kimbrough down the lane. Tried to Euro his way in and was fouled. Question. Now, would you have liked to play with the transfer portal in college now? Or did you like it how it was back then?
I mean, after my sophomore season, I had opportunities to transfer out to some bigger schools, some ACC, some Big Tens, but it just didn't make sense for me. You know, I had the reins at Monmouth. You know, King trusted me coming in. You know, he recruited me from the beginning when nobody wanted me. So, you know, I felt a level of loyalty and respect to him. And I set out to, you know, try and accomplish something at Monmouth. So, with that said, if I was playing there now, I for sure would have been gone after my junior year when I got, you know, Conference Player of the Year the first time. I for sure would have been out of there and, you know, gotten to make some big bucks in the NCAA. But I'm a big believer in faith and that everything happens for a reason. But I'm jealous and happy for all the kids that are out there getting their just due now.
Well, it's about time.
It's been long overdue. The NCAA has been raking in money off of, you know, kids' likeness for
Too long.
forever. So, you know, seeing the next generation, you know, able to make money off their name and images is definitely a step in the right direction, and I love to see it for all of them.
As Kimbrough misses on the shot, had the ball stripped away from him. Here's a three. Harris stepping into it and had it halfway down and it rattled out. Now Fagan pushing the pace. They find Orchard. He'll try a corner three. No. Almost got his own rebound, but tracked down by Leon Daniels. Here's Biggins. Stops with his back to the basket. Feeds Daniels. He'll try a three from the wing, and it rattles in. So they get one back for the one that just rattled out. You see NCAA came out, yeah, sports basketball in 2028.
Yeah,
Hopefully
it's gonna be a long few days for my wife, as she knows that NCAA games are my jam.
Oh, the best, as Panzini couldn't finish, gets his own rebound. Feeds Orchard, who lays it in off the glass. 57-54, approaching halfway in this third quarter. Both teams. And then an offensive foul. They're going to get intern helpers with a hook. It's going to be LJ Robinson who they'll call.
Re-entering the game for ACI, number 22, Micah Kerr.
We got some more news. Brooke Lopez to the Lakers.
Brooke Lopez to the Lakers. That's an interesting move.
2 years, $18 million to go play with the best American in the world and probably the best player in the world, or one of them. Has that shot no good. Daniels thought about it. He's going to drive in, put the spin move in, and lay it off the glass.
That's a tough move and tough finish.
What a move from Leon Daniels to extend the lead back to 5 for Intern. Fagan comes off a screen, drives in, steps back, feeds to the left wing for Jones, who's going to drive in, go up with the left hand, off the glass, couldn't finish, and Kerr knocked the rebound out of bounds. And that'll take us to another media timeout. And we're going to figure out what the ref was saying. A technical. Dwayne Jones gets booked with the technical, and we have a media timeout. We'll be right back after this short break. we'll welcome you back. Technical free throw. It's going to be Noah Harris at the free throw line.
Will then be ACI Robinson's
Had
ball.
3 points in the first half. Really balanced scoring for intern helpers. Everyone except for Fields, Scorlor, and Scorlor have scored. LJ Robinson. No, it's Fields, Manto, and Scorlor. I don't think Manto's here tonight.
Neither is Jamel.
So neither of those guys suiting up. And it'll be back to ACI Robinson's with 13 on the shot clock. Fagan is going to feed it into Kimbrough. Now comes Fagan off a curl. They get it to Grennan, and Grennan threw it away.
Out of bounds. Possession remains with
But
ACI.
luckily, it goes off of James Standback's hand. Talk about a lucky break for ACI Robbins Nest. Now they have 6 to shoot. Fagan throws it to Kimbrough. They get it to Fagan. Fagan, corner 3. Got it. And
look.
third 3 of the game for Fagan. He cuts the lead to 3. Here's Treadwell. Inside Daniel. Shot no good. They're going to wave off the basket attempt. And a foul on the floor.
ACI Robinson's foul charge to number 12, Sam Fagan. That's his first. Team second.
As play back in. Harris feeds Standback.
It's a good move.
Step back 2. Left it short off the front of the rim.
Some point.
Kerr. Fagan. Panzini wide open for 3. Couldn't get it to go.
That NBA line hurts some of the college guys that aren't used to it, or the coach doesn't let them step too far back.
Here's Standback. He's going to drive in. Shot no good.
Defense.
He's played excellent defense tonight. Here's Fagan leading the charge, going up with the right hand. Counted as a foul.
That's tough.
And to the dismay of intern helpers, but excellent take from Sam Fagan. And one more free throw here could tie the game.
Intern helpers foul number 22, Noah Harris.
Look at Noah Harris for the violation.
At the line for ACI, it is Sam Fagan. And he will be shooting.
Fagan at the stripe. Spent the past 4 years at Monmouth. One of the great guys to talk to on that roster. Missing the free throw. Here's Leon Daniels. Backing down Fagan. Turning around. Feeding the corner. Harris, 3. No. Hit the rim and bounced up into the air. Rebounding
That was great post defense from Sammy.
is Panzini. Here's Kimbrough. He'll try and knock down a 3. First lead of the half for ACI Robbins Nest. They're up by 2. Here's Harris. Working it on Panzini. Feeding Standback up top. He'll try a 3. And that one left off the front of the iron. No good.
Tough looking shot.
Panzini is going to pass to Fagan, who will direct the offense past half court. Here's Kimbrough. Just knocked down that 3. Micah Kerr is going to come off a screen. They're going to feed Grennan on the right wing. They have 5 to shoot. Grennan in his bag. Feeds Kimbrough, falling away. Shot no good, and a violation of the shot clock.
That's their third one. I said you play together too long. Eventually, the ball moves a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be more conscious, and it's not tough to see the shot clocks here. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
Not at all. It's just not knowing the clock.
As Robinson thought about the 3, then drove in and got fouled.
ACI foul number 22, Micah Kerr. That's his second. Team's third. At the line for intern number 12, LJ Robinson. He will be shooting 1 more free throw. Re-entering the game for intern number 25, Zach
Robinson
Schiller.
makes the first. He's got one more at the line.
Noah Harris.
LJ Robinson's played pretty well tonight. 2 points, had 2 rebounds in that first, 3 rebounds in that first half, and he ties the game with both free throws. 2:37 in this third quarter. Here's Dwayne Jones. Finds Kimbrough, back to Jones. 16 to shoot. Jones is going to drive in. Shake and bake to the rim, threw it away. It's now Micah Kerr with 7 to shoot. Kerr falls down hard on the ground, and they're going to rule a turnover. It's a travel on Kerr.
It's a good defensive possession.
But again, it looked like it took too long for them, you mentioned, to get into their offense. And for as much as it's hurt them tonight, the game's still tied at 62. Here's Treadwell, driving in, feeds. Here's a three, he'll let it fly, no. LJ Robinson there again, and it'll go back to ACI Robinson's nest. As we have some substitutions, Orchard is going to check back in. It's going to be a Scherler loose ball foul, and those are the fouls that I'm sure make coaches the angriest.
The ones that don't really have an effect on anything. Just giving somebody free opportunity for points.
I don't think I could coach. That would make me, I'd get too mad. As Kimbrough knocks down the first, and Lucas Orchard will check in for Panzini. Intern playing a couple guys shorter than the intern helpers tonight, yet doesn't seem to be bothering them.
Find a way to neutralize it. Summer basketball, anything is possible.
As Kimbrough knocks down a pair to put ACI Robbins Nest back in front by 2. Treadwell feeds. Lyons he's going to try a long 2 and an air ball. Wait for the rebound. Will go out of bounds and go back to ACI Robbins Nest. So ACI Robbins Nest, the team that's now been in the league for a couple years, what would you say is the biggest difference from them from the first year you guys played them? As Grannon couldn't knock down that 3.
Finding some of the guys, that they've played together with. That little bit of chemistry makes a mountains of difference in summer basketball. They've got, great chemistry. They shoot the ball really well. You find those two things in summer basketball, you're bound to have some success at some point.
Indeed. I mean, the other thing is you get guys, as Daniel's going to shoot 2 after the foul. I mean, Grannon's a guy you played with, Seaview Jeep a couple years ago, and proven veteran in this league. Kimbrough played at what intern helpers used to be Seashore Auto, and was one of their best players. Dwayne Jones is a guy who played there as well. Panzini's a guy that's playing at Cornell. Fagan played at Monmouth. So you have more D1 experience than just strictly Brookdale basketball guys, and there were some good Brookdale basketball players. Savon Myers, Reagan Burke was good as well, but you have actual D1 experience, which plays in a league like this. We're tied at 64.
For sure, the high level of the experience, it always comes down to play at some point.
Here's Orchard, he'll try, and couldn't knock down that 3. A couple of balls that have gone in and out tonight. As here's Treadwell, spins, nice feed. Shore couldn't corral it. Now it's going to be a 3. Daniels couldn't knock it down. Tipped into the hands of Kerr by Dwayne Jones. As here's Jones, was driving in and then had the ball knocked out of his hand with 53.1 to play here in the third. As Fagan will check back in. He's going to check in for Sean Grennan. Sam tried to get a couple free throws there for his team. Here's Fagan, Kimbrough.
2-for-1 opportunity here to use the clock right.
Maybe even a 3-for-1 with 10 seconds to shoot. Jones going to come around a screen. He's going to take a shot. No, fight for the rebound. Will end with Treadwell. He'll take it with 33 seconds. Driving to the rim, putting one up with the left hand. Left it short at the front of the iron. And then the ball knocked out of the hands of Kerr. And will stay with intern helpers. Fresh 14. Good matchup in game 1 tonight.
Very evenly keeled. Low scorer for some summer basketball.
I mean, you've seen the scoring tick down a little bit to start because of the three-point line. expecting as the summer goes on, it'll go up a little bit more. As here's Leon Daniels, drives to the foul line, steps back, knocks down a 2. And ACI Robbins just can hold for the final shot. Jones going to come off a screen. He's going to drive in with 4 to shoot. They get an open look. Kerr got it to go as time expires.
It's a great play to a great shot.
Micah Kerr gives ACI Robbins just the lead going into the 4th. We'll be right back. Start of the 4th quarter coming up next on JSBL Hoops. Start of the 4th quarter, Dan Yuzerski, Justin Robinson, 67-66. If this game does go into overtime, and we're not saying it will, first to 8 wins, which was, I think, news to both of us.
Definitely news to me. I've not been present for an overtime game here in a very long time, so I just assumed it was a regular 5-minute quarter.
As Treadwell misses. Fagan's going to push the pace. He finds Kimbrough, thought about that 3, swings it back to Fagan. Back up top to Kimbrough. Now Jones. Overcommit from Christian Lyons. Jones, turnaround 2, knocks it down. He's got 20, leading all scorers for ACI. He's now 8 of 17, an efficient night for Dwayne Jones. Here's Leon Harrett. Here's Leon Daniels. He's going to swing it inside. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound is scorer, who shot doesn't go. But a foul. Scorler. And then, so it's Robinson, Scorler, Lyons, Treadwell, and Daniels out there. And then for ACI, it's Fagan, Jones, Orchard, Kimbrough, and Kerr. So Zach Scherler. Misses the first. As he splits a pair at the line, so it's 69-67 ACI Robinson. Now, these two teams played a really close game last year where Intern had a lead throughout the entire game, and then ACI Robinson came back and snatched it in the last minute. Here's Jones. Going to come off a Kimbrough screen. That one denied by Scherler. Here comes Robinson running the floor, and it's going to be a foul on the floor.
That was a tough pass for Dwayne to make with his left hand, driving right into a sea of trees.
And Scherler, who hasn't played a lot tonight, has been effective. As Robinson will check out for Josh Kelly. So the foul went on the floor, so Lyons will inbound. Here's Treadwell. He's going to swing it. Daniels thought about the 3. He's going to drive inside, go up with the left hand. Nice shot.
Good finish.
Ties the game at 69.
If I'm ACI, I'm not leaving Gio Panzini on this bench too much longer.
He's been their best defender tonight. Here's Micah Kerr. Up top, Jones, Kimbrough. They have 10 to shoot. Here's Jones. He's going to get a screen. Drive in. Nice feed. Kimbrough couldn't lay it up with the right hand. Excellent defense down low. 2-on-1. Lions the other way. Nice feed, but even better defense. And then Orchard goes diving to the floor for the ball. Here comes Jones the other way. He's fouled. What great defense. And
That's great. And Lucas Orchard diving on the floor. That's that mama's blue blood in him. King Wright's rules. Balls on the floor, you better be on the floor. It's very rare you see that activity at JSBL nights.
And the only guys that do it, the Monmouth guys.
It's ingrained in the brain.
I mean, I don't think there's anyone that's done it better than Jack Collins.
No, Jack he's a wrecking ball. Willingly go flying into a scorer's table.
Yeah, I would never sit first row at a Monmouth game because I'd be too scared to see Jack Collins go diving.
Yeah, that's Crash Bandicoot in real life.
You don't get insurance on that. As Jones gives ACI Robbins the lead. He's got one more, and he missed. Got to make your free throws down the stretch. As Treadwell, stand back. Thought about the step back three, now feeds Treadwell. Sets a screen for him. Treadwell's going to drive. No, nice feed inside that Daniels, who gets it to go. Almost posterized Panzini. I think they're going to call offensive interference. Yeah, it's going to be offensive interference.
Oh, tech.
I thought they were going to say goaltender interference, offensive goaltending, which was going to lead to the tech. As Fagan couldn't hit the technical free throw. So to stay with ACI Robbins Nest. .747 to play here in this fourth quarter. 71-70 Intern Helpers looking for a win. Here's ACI Robbins Nest with it. Dwayne Jones feeds all the way to the corner. Fagan's going to try and knock it down.
Missed the free throw, make the three. Got to make up for it.
So Fagan puts ACI Robbins Nest back in front by 2. Feels like every time they've needed a clutch three, he's been there for them tonight. As Daniels feeds, stand back three, knocks it down to answer the Fagan blow. Both teams trading haymakers in the last minute. Here's Jones. He's going to feed. Fagan will try again and knock it down.
Feed the hot. Find the hot, feed the hot.
Fagan's got 5 threes tonight. Here's Treadwell, knocks it down to tie the game. Opening up a little bit here in the fourth quarter, blow for blow. 6:45 at 76-76. I would have a man shadowing Fagan the rest of the night. He's open here. He's going to drive in, go to the lane, off the glass and in. It's a Fagan barrage here in the fourth quarter. He's got the last 8 points for ACI. As a foul on the other end. Treadwell was with the ball. It's going to go on Jones. Third on him. As Granite will check in for Orchard, who has played some good minutes tonight.
I said at some point that three ball will fall for Fagan.
And boy, has it. As it's going to be a foul and one. No, they're going to wave it off.
Oh, that's a bad call.
I don't know how you wave that off.
It's a very bad call, especially in Pro-Am when you get the extra step. Off the dead dribble, too. That's an and one.
But not even that. The whistle had blown simultaneously, it felt. I know I would have wanted that call. Here's Treadwell. 78-76. Treadwell in front over Kimbrough. Shot no good. Here's Fagan. He scored the last 8 for ACI Robbins Nest. As Kimbrough drives, couldn't get it to go with a foul. And once again, it's been Kimbrough, the driving force behind the fourth quarter scoring. Lyons picks up his second foul. Kimbrough at the line tonight. It's 5 of 6 through the first 3 quarters. His first one, no good.
Big's got to make foul shots late down the game.
If ACI loses this game, they have struggled from the free throw line. Kimbrough's got one more, and he splits a pair. 3-point game, approaching 6 minutes to play. Here's Daniels, driving in on Fagan, going up with the right hand, off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound. Lions putback doesn't go, but he'll shoot 2 at the line after he's fouled. A lot more fouls here in this fourth quarter.
ACI foul number 3, Gio Panzini. That's his second. Team's fifth. At the line is Christian Lyons, who will be shooting 2.
So Lyons has 2, and he misses the first.
He's also struggled from the line tonight.
Lions just 3 of 6 through the first 3 quarters, now 3 of 7. Got to make your free throws. They're called free throws for a reason. As Lions misses both. Rebound comes out to Dwayne Jones. Both teams struggling from the line. Here's Jones coming off a screen. He's going to feed Kimbrough inside. Kimbrough up with the right hand, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be controlled by Treadwell. Here's Lyons running the floor, going up with it and in. Lyons cuts the lead to 1.
It's a big miss for Robbins' Nest. Easy 2, turns to a quick 2 for the other team.
Looked like Intern helpers there was another team that wears yellow and black, as Jones couldn't get the shot to go, but he's fouled. Contact on every drive now here in the fourth quarter. We have another. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, his cousin, is headed to Atlanta. Nickel Alexander-Walker signs a 4-year, $62 million deal.
NBA money is not real.
$62 million.
It's not real.
It's not. You're right about that. I mean, Joe, we were living in a world where Joakim Noah got paid $60 million, and that was 10 years ago.
I know Nikhil had a very good year, but 4 years, 62 is ridiculous.
I mean, that's the kind of money these teams have. Here's Treadwell with his team down by 2. Oh, feeds it wide open. Biggins for the basket, and we're tied at 80 with 5 to play. No one accounted for Biggins on the backside. Here's Fagan. This quarter has been his. Panzini fakes the 3. Passes to Fagan, who finds Jones with 7 to shoot. Jones, step back 3, no. Rebound, Kimbrough. Kimbrough's going to drive, go up with it, off the glass and in. Kimbrough gives ACI Robbins the lead right back. Here's Leon Daniels. Couldn't get it to go, but he was fouled. Feels like we've seen him with the action on everything tonight.
That's tough.
And that's going to take us to our final media timeout of the night. 82-80. In ACI Robbins is hanging on over Intern Helpers. So Justin Robinson gone. We welcome in Alec Crouthamel to call the final 4:23 of the game, and it's going to be Leon Daniels shooting 2 at the line. His first shot goes, cutting the lead to 1. Daniels has 1 more at the free throw line. Taking his time, putting it up, and putting it in. So we're tied at 82, 4:23 to play. Intern and ACI Robbins, that's giving us a great game early on in the first game of the doubleheader. Here's Dwayne Jones, finds Grennan. Grennan could take a shot from anywhere, but he's not going to take this one. He finds Kimbrough. Kimbrough driving in, going up with the right hand, shot no good. He gets his own rebound. Back out to Grennan, he'll try a 3. No, Panzini the rebound and put back. Panzini gives ACI Robbins that's a 2-point lead again. Here's stand back in the lane, couldn't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. It comes out. It came out to LJ Robinson, who found Treadwell for a 3. Josh Treadwell gives ACI Robbins that's the lead. 3:25 to play. Here's Kimbrough. Feeds Panzini. Now to Fagan. Fagan gets a screen. Working on stand back. Finds Jones. Jones with 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot off the glass. No good. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. That's the 4th of the night for ACI Robbins Nest.
Yeah, in this game, I mean, you've seen intern helpers really get in their rhythm when their defensive energy is up. And on that possession, they did a great job of rotating and switching over, not really letting anything get towards the rim until the end of the shot clock. And Jones just kind of had to put up a bit of a Hail Mary at the rim.
And it was incomplete. Under 3 to play. Here's Treadwell, who just made that last 3. Treadwell is going to take a step back. 2, knocks it down. Josh Treadwell scored 5 in a row, and he gives intern helpers a 3-point lead. Now Fagan will call timeout. So it's an ACI Robbins Nest timeout with 2:42 to play.
Yeah, I think that was a much-needed timeout for ACI Robbins Nest. You could see the defensive intensity for them just kind of slipping a little bit. Now they get a chance to get a little bit of a rest and reset, and it feels like this game could get away from them quickly if they can't put together a couple buckets soon. I mean, even though it's only a 3-point game, definitely the potential there.
So we got some more NBA news we've been talking about tonight. Tyus Jones heading to Orlando. Looks like they're recruiting the entire Memphis backcourt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good signing, though. I don't hate that. I mean, they needed some guard depth after trading away Desmond Bane. They take a guy like Cedric Coward in the draft, get some solid guard depth.
Jones going to Memphis.
Oh, he's going to New Orleans. Excuse me.
No, Orlando.
Oh, he's going to Orlando. Okay,
oh, God, we are messed up here.
They could also use some guard depth, considering Jalen Suggs missed a lot of the year last year because of injury, and yeah, they kind of switched around that backcourt. I mean, yeah, they trade away Cole Anthony in the Desmond Bane trade, so yeah, they could use some more guard depth.
Indeed, we've had some interesting NBA news tonight. Still, nothing from the team I thought you'd see some from in the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I've seen them linked to Jordan Clarkson off the buyout market, so that would be a pretty good signing. Guy who can really score off the bench, something that the Knicks really need.
As we have our sights focused on the last 2:42. Kimbrough off the inbound from Jones. Here's Fagan. Fagan double teamed. He's going to swing it. Jones. Back to Fagan. Fagan driving in. Pass tipped. Here comes Jones down the lane. Lost the ball. Stand back with the steal. Here comes Daniels down the lane. Stand back to finish and flush. What a move. As Panzini trying to answer, could not. Rebound Biggins. Biggins found Treadwell, and they're going to slow it down. 2 minutes to play. Treadwell off a screen. Swings it to Leon Daniels. Daniels Step back three. No good. Could have been a dagger. Would have extended the lead to 8. Here's Fagan. He's going to feed. Jones driving in off with the left hand. It goes. He's had a night. 89-86 as we approach 90 seconds to play. Here's Treadwell driving in, going up with the right hand. Could not get it to go, but he's got 2 awaiting him at the stripe.
ACI foul number 22, Michael Kerr. That's his third. ACI is ready
As
over the limit.
these 2 free throws
At the line,
are as important as anyone's taken all night.
will be shooting 2.
First one, got it. Josh Treadwell was just 4 of 12 through the first 3 quarters, but he's played well.
He really has. It seems like he's taken more of he's put up more of an effort to get his own, especially when attacking the basket, and he can get to the free throw line like that and makes both free throws. I mean, that's pretty efficient possession.
It feels like ACI Robbins needs a 3 after both free throws. Jones double teamed. They get it to Kimbrough, driving in, putting one up off the glass. It goes. With 1:15 to play and a little stoppage. ACI Robbins just gets a delay call. 91-88, 1:10 to play. Ball in the hands of Josh Treadwell, who's owned the last 2 minutes. Treadwell feeds Biggins, who's guarded by Fagan. Under a minute to play. Biggins, Treadwell, step back 2. No, rebound put back by Daniels. No, Biggins comes away with it. Now back out, Treadwell, 3. No, rebound Kimbrough. Here comes Jones, Kimbrough, the slam. 43 seconds to play. It's a 1-point game.
And when do you start fouling is the question for ACI Robbins. I think you played out this possession considering it's only a 1-point game.
Here's Treadwell driving in on Panzini, who's been the best defensive player tonight. Treadwell gets it to go. 30.1 seconds to play. 3-point lead for Intern helpers. They can smell a win. Kimbrough down the lane. Got it to go off the glass with 21.6 to play. Intern's got to get it in. They get it in to Standback. They swing it to Treadwell. Treadwell going up with it, and he was fouled in the act of shooting, and will shoot 2 at the line with 16.3 to play.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took that long to foul. I mean, I'm also surprised that he went up with the bucket, because in that instance you want to definitely take the ball out. I guess he was anticipating the foul and wanted to at least get a chance for a 3-point play, because that would make it, with a free throw, would make it a 4-point game. But either way, it drew the foul, and still plenty of time for ACI Robbins to make something happen.
He's got 2 big free throws here. The first one is good.
And now the question is, we've seen it happen a lot in college basketball, and more recently in the NBA playoffs, fouling up 3. Does Intern helpers do it in this situation, and if they do, when?
Something Jeff Van Gundy doesn't necessarily agree with, but a lot of coaches don't have that same mindset. And yes, I'm talking about the Bulls fouling. Tom Thibodeau doesn't agree with it. Van Gundy doesn't agree with it, but I think everyone else does.
I think in this instance, when you're fouling up 3, I think it's you do what you practice. So if you practice fouling up 3, then you do it, and if you don't, then you play straight up and try to defend. And I mean, in this instance, it's obviously different because there's not as much practicing time. You don't really practice these situations in late in games. So I think we'll see Intern helpers try to play straight up. But if they do choose to foul, I mean, obviously you don't want to do it now this early. That was the mistake the Thunder made against the Nuggets in Game 1 of their series in the Western Conference semifinals. I think you probably want to do it around 8 seconds, and that's when ACI is probably going to get into their offensive set, around the 8-second mark, trying to make something happen. I think when you see them start to make their move into their set, then you foul. Obviously, do not foul if there's a shot attempt. But, yeah, I think if we do see a foul, it'll be around them. But I think Intern's going to play it straight up here. I mean, they've been flying around the floor on defense for a lot of this last stretch of the game. They've been rotating really well. They've been communicating really well. They've been flying all over the floor on defense. So I think they're going to play it straight up here and try to just win this game on defense.
I think you can, and one of the big reasons, the former Rutgers guy, Josh Treadwell, has played excellent tonight. I bet you didn't know he went to Rutgers.
I did not. Actually, it's a rare Rutgers basketball thing that I did not know.
So I've stumped you.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, I mean, not to, not to toot my own horn, but that's a very hard thing to do when it comes to Rutgers basketball.
It'll be Jones to inbound. They need a 3. He gets it into Fagan. When does the double come? Here's Jones looking for somewhere to go. Jones dribbling into the corner, and they're going to take another timeout.
And the ACI Robins Nest uses their last time.
Not really sure what that was, but you get another timeout to try to bail yourselves out.
Yeah, I think that was part of the strategy. You have that timeout in your pocket. Try to make something happen, trying to reverse the ball. Obviously, it wasn't there. And then, obviously the timeout's there if you need it, and obviously they did in that situation. But now in this instance, you got to know there's nothing left. This is the possession right here. You got to put something up and try to tie this game.
You do, and I think one of the big things that you're looking at now in terms of, well, I think one of the things that kind of hurt them there was they're going to probably double Fagan, and that's the one guy who's knocked out 5 threes tonight. I think he's the guy you have to double here, but we'll see.
Yeah, and in that situation, you got to know that it's coming, and then someone find an open spot, because if the double comes, someone's going to be open. It's 5-on-4. It's just a matter of finding who that is, whether it's Kimbrough, who isn't necessarily known for his three-point shot. He's more so known for his rebounding and inside play, but we've seen him knock down a couple tonight. He's got that high release point that helps him get a little bit of room, so it's kind of a math game at that point if they do decide to double Fagan as to who will be open and who can take that last shot.
Second game coming up just shortly after this, but we got 10.1 in the first game. Intern Helpers looking for a win. Jones to inbound. All the way into the corner for Fagan. Fagan finds Kimbrough. They got to shoot it. Here's Jones. Jones with 3. Step back for the tie. No! And Intern Helpers is going to walk away with a win. It's a big win for Intern Helpers. They walk away with their first win in the JSPL, defeating ACI Robins Nest 95-92. And again, defense all night for Intern Helpers.
Yeah, that was a great defensive final possession. I mean, at first they got what they wanted. It was a bit of a risky cross-court pass to Fagan, but they got what they wanted, and great defense on the ball to kind of lock him up, and that forced the ball into Kimbrough's hands, and he was trying to find someone. And Dwayne Jones, took the 3. It wasn't a bad look, but great defense on that last possession, and that's how they won this game on defense.
They win this one 95-92. We'll be over with tonight's star of Game 1 in just a moment. We'll be right back here at JSBL Hoops. Hi, I'm here with tonight's star of the game, Josh Treadwell. Josh, you just delivered Intern Helpers their first ever win in the JSBL. How does it feel to get them that first one?
It feels good. I didn't even know this was their first win actually, so it feels even better now that I was able to come here and just contribute for us to get a win.
You had 24 tonight, including a stretch in the last 3 minutes of the game where you really took over. How much of a fight did ACI Robins Nest give you guys in tonight's game, and how were you guys able to overcome that late charge from Sam Fagan?
It was a big fight. They are a great team. You could tell that they've been playing together for a long time, so everybody know each other's game. You know, as opposed to us just being guys from different part of New Jersey coming together. You know, I've played with only 2 of these guys, so you know, just trying to adjust, I guess. You know, just being able to adjust to, you know, what they give us, take what they can give, and just do what I do best. You know, score the ball and obviously get guys open as well.
So you're playing basketball in the summer league. Do you have any plans for after JSBL?
So right now, you know, I'm playing in some leagues in New York, Pro City, Dykeman. You know, obviously here now. You know, just until probably like September, maybe. You know, I'm going back overseas. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's tonight's star of the game, Josh Treadwell. Awesome performance. Josh, congrats on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll see you in Game 2 for JSBL. Stearns Trailer and Seaview Jeep coming up next.